Okay, so question number 7. What is /R the spectator ions in this reaction? Okay, so first let's define what a spectator ion is. Spectator ions. So spectator ions, they do not participate in the reaction. And we can find out which are the spectator ions because they appear on both the products and the reactant side. Okay, so now let's try to find out the spectator ions in this reaction. So they have the full molecular reaction shown. So let me also write it out. The molecular equation, HC2H3O2 aqueous plus sodium hydroxide I believe this is the acetate ion. So this is sodium acetate plus H2O. Okay, so after we write out our molecular equation, which is the full equation showing all of the species in their molecular forms or in their molecule forms, and after we write the molecular equation, we want to write our full ionic equation. So to write the ionic equation, basically everything that is in the aqueous phase, we write as separate ions. So the only things that don't separate into the ions would be like our pure liquids or pure solids. So in the case of this example, our H2O is in a liquid form, so it's going to be the only thing that doesn't separate into its ions. So now we can just write all of the other species that are in the aqueous form as ions. So breaking up our first compound would be H plus the acetate ion and then breaking up sodium hydroxide into its ions, Na plus aqueous plus OH minus Then let me write all of our products down here because there's no room. We have another sodium ion plus another acetate ion. And now water is the only one that stays the same. So it's H2O liquid. Okay, so after we write down the full ionic equation, we want to now write out our net ionic equation. So this is when we would cancel out the spectator ions that appear on both the products and the reactant side. So in this case, we can cross out this ion, and we can cross out the sodium ion, which leaves us with our net ionic equation, which is H plus aqueous plus OH minus aqueous produces H2O liquid. So therefore, for this reaction, sodium plus and C2H3O2 minus are the spectator ions. So they're called spectator ions because it's as if they're like watching the reaction happening. They don't actually participate in the actual reaction. That's how it kind of got its name. And if we look at the options they give us in the question, we can see that this is option D. The rest, this only no. Yep, and then H plus and the OH minus are the ions participating in the reaction. So we know that that's incorrect, so our correct answer is D. And the junior tutor said that spectator ions are ions that do not undergo any chemical change in a reaction. It is found in the solution before and after the reaction. This problem, the reaction equation is the following. And when dissociation happens, the equation becomes the following. So I think they forgot to write this part in its ionic form. But still they saw that Na plus C2H3O2 minus did not change at all. They are found in the solution before and after the reaction, therefore they are the spectator ions. So this solution is correct. I'm just going to add in brackets because I think they just forgot to write the dissociation. Okay, so I think they meant to say that. But this solution is still correct.